You know, Senator DeMint, I have studied at great length various regimes and officials and leaders over the period of hundreds of years. And one of the key things is language. And what do they try to do? Those who are particularly hostile to the will of the people is when their back is against the wall, they start targeting people. They start with the class warfare or warfare against certain segments of society to divide society. They need to dehumanize people and break down the society. So now they're gonna, I've seen them do this with other people over the years, whether it's Newt or something like that. You made a comment. We've talked before. Your greatest concern is that this president and this administration are so quickly transforming this society into something that's very alien. And of course, you have it as your objective to stop them. Is that correct?
You're exactly right. They're trying to change the subject now, Mark. They're trying to use me as a way to deflect away from the real policy issue here. I have real problems with the policy and what it will cost Americans and the taxes they're talking about putting on people and the fact that a lot of people will lose their private insurance. I have problems with his mad rush to do something in such a hurry that doesn't take effect until 2013. So what we do need to stop him, we need to stop him long enough to read the bills and talk to the American people about what this will do to their health care.
And in many ways, he seems to be making this his Waterloo. In other words, he keeps telling everybody it must be done by August. Don't bet against me. He's got Emmanuel and Axelrod twisting arms behind the scenes. They're willing to give out all kinds of spoils and pork to people to try and win them over. Who are they kidding? You just exposed them, did you not?
Well, I did, and he knows unless they do this very quickly, it probably won't pass, because if Americans catch on to really what this will cost them and the whole idea of rationing care and losing their private insurance, the things that are almost inevitable with this bill, he knows if the American people know what's in it, it won't pass. So they're going to try to do it in a hurry. They're going to try to make a villain out of folks like me who are standing up against it. And we'll see who America believes. But he's using the same language he did to pass the stimulus bill, and I think Americans are starting to see that didn't work so well.
Well, I also noticed, Senator, that he really does hide behind those teleprompters and friendly reporters in friendly environments. I'll bet you'd be happy to debate him for 30 or 45 minutes on health care if he'd give you a shot, wouldn't you?
I would love to debate him on health care, because it would become obvious that it's not health insurance, affordable health insurance, that he wants for Americans. He wants a government takeover. There's so many ways that we could make health insurance more affordable and accessible to people and expand the part of health care that's really working. But they will have none of it. They won't listen to anything that will lower the price of health insurance and make it more available. All they want is this one approach, which is more government control of health care.
Is it fair to say that if this passes, it might be our Waterloo?
Well, that's why I'm using stronger language than I would normally use, Mark, because I do think this is a real showdown between socialism and freedom, nationalization of health care versus the solutions that would make it work better. If we lose this as the American people, we'll have so much of our economy that's in the government hands, I'm not sure it's going to work anymore.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you completely. And this is a nation, as you know, and you write about this, that was founded on the principle of go slow. In other words, we have all kinds of checks and balances, division within government, division between different levels of government. We have scattered elections. The two bodies of Congress are elected for a different number of years. We have an electoral college process to prevent a real rush by a more of a pure democratic or mobocracy type of reaction to government. And yet he just kind of steamrollers the whole thing, doesn't he?
He really does, and this is probably the most important bill that we've ever looked at. It has the highest level of spending, the highest level of taxes, and the implication on our most personal service in our lives, which is our health care, is pretty amazing for someone to say we want this done in the next 2.5 weeks, and we still hadn't seen the final language yet.
And that's because it is about him in his mind. He wants this done in 2 or 3 weeks because he's concerned about what will happen to him. And when you underscored that point, he and his cronies tried to turn around and make it a negative on you. But what you've done, sir, as you've exposed him, he knows that if he doesn't get this done in 2 and 3 weeks, he is politically in trouble because he has set the terms of this debate.
You're right, and I think he sees his poll numbers dropping, and he's trying to distract attention by attacking me. But I'm happy to have the fire. I mean, I'm happy I'm getting under his skin because we need to. He's had free reign, and he's done some things that are going to cost generations of Americans quality of life, and we need to stop this before it goes even further.
By the way, do you think Obama will campaign for you one day?
I know he'll be campaigning for my opponent next year.
So, in other words, he wants you to lose.
I think he does. He
wants you to lose because he doesn't agree with you, right?
You're exactly right, and I'm sure he would like to break me at this point.
But my point is, you want him to lose because you don't agree with him.
That's right, and
I think that's why we have elections, right?
That is, and that's what freedom is all about, to speak out, and I'm speaking out against his plan, and he's speaking out against me.
All right. Well, it's very interesting that the president would be fighting with a single United States senator.
It is, and that's a good sign for our side, that when a president goes after a relatively junior senator, then we're making some progress. It's
like fighting with an ex-vice president. I mean, he really doesn't like the criticism, does he?
No, he doesn't, and this is not personal for me. This is really bad policy that's going to hurt our country, but he happens to be the one that's pushing it, so we're going to go after him as well.
Well, you're doing a great job. Millions of people, both within and outside of South Carolina, really do appreciate you and are very proud of you, and keep it up, my friend.
Thank you so much, Mark.